Welcome to the Cancer full moon, where we're about to come home to ourselves. Here we are on the 3rd of January 2026, starting this new year, brand new year, under the super full moon of Cancer. The moon is the ruler of Cancer, so it feels very at home here. And this is what it's trying to get our attention to do, to feel, to be. This lunation carries the essence of Cancer's deepest themes. Our first experiences of life, our memories of home, mother, children, our tribe, and the places and the people with whom we feel safe enough to be vulnerable with, to be our authentic self. As we begin 2026 under this moon, we're in another brand new year. It suggests that from the start, there will be significant transformations to do with our home, the Cancerian themes, because the last full moon of 2026 on the 23rd of December also ends with a Cancer full moon. So it's bookended, the beginning and the end. So something significant in the Cancerian realms. This may look very tangible. Perhaps it's a move of home. Remember the Cancerian themes, a renovation, an expansion, or even downsizing. There may be a pregnancy, a birth, or the arrival of a new life within you where you feel more home and know what you're doing, being and feeling for the first time in a long time, or maybe even ever. So there's some big energies here, and this card is the full moon in Cancer, which is a personal issue, is reaching a resolution. Cancer is the nurturing mother, the part of us that feels deeply, intuitively, that loves fiercely, and it's very protective. Yet it allows for sensitivity. It allows for the weakness, the vulnerable. And this is where we're going to take our strength from. 2025 has taught us a lot about peeling away, and I'm going to do a 2026 overall annual reading, as I always do. But 2025, if you want to look back on that, guys, it's in my library, on YouTube. It was always ever about cleansing, releasing, a relationship with yourself to birth a new age. So this area of your life may be undergoing or already has undergone a radical yet beautiful transformation. The feminine within you is calling for a new sense of belonging, attracting a new tribe, or reshaping the family and community, getting away from the old traditions, the old habits that kept you stuck, saying goodbye to people where you didn't feel safe, that you knew were stunting or blocking some kind of growth, personal growth. This is the year that we're coming home, not only in the outer world, but also within yourself. So this is a big moon, guys, a big moon where you have an opportunity to really feel for the first time in a long time. So that's the introduction into this energy. Let me pull onto my oracle and I'll go into my tarot to delve a little bit deeper. And I usually just go with the flow. Again, Cancer energy is water, so it wants us to go with the flow. Get rid of the restrictive energy, the old traditions, out with the old, in with the new. What do we have? It's time to release negativity. That's where you are. Letting go of the old traditions. I mentioned that in that little speech that I did just now. And because we've just come out of a very family-orientated festivity period, Christmas time, holiday time, we'll have spent it with a traditional, or many of you may not, may have broke the tradition. And you might have understood that you're a little bit, you want something to change. It's not working anymore. And that's your soul trying to speak to you. This is that Cancer energy. Listen to your intuition. And it's about being authentic. And if 2026, you are not authentic, you're going to be in for a changeable year. We are stepping into an authenticity that we've never stepped into before because we've come home to ourselves. 2025 reshaped you. It stripped away the old version of you. And maybe 2025 festivities, you knew that that transition had occurred because you feel differently about the old traditions, the old people that you used to congregate around, because we've always done that, because it's a family tradition. You might have broken family traditions. It might have been a slower pace towards the end of 2025, and we're still in that energy. It was a water-based energy whereby it was a slower pace, needing more solitude, needing safety. Cancer is about feeling safe. It's got its shell on its back. And if it doesn't feel safe, it will retract. And people around you that you would normally congregate with might notice this change and might feel the rejection, abandonment wound that you have been healing. There might be some guilt, some shame that came up with that festive season. But this is all the natural commitment to ourself. It's not to say that you have to just retreat and cut everybody out of your life. This is saying where you're coming home to yourself. And Cancer, like I mentioned, is the crab. It has its home on its back. And when it doesn't feel safe, nourished, nurtured, felt, it's not allowed to be its authentic self, its sensitive self. It will retract into its home. And maybe some of you have felt like that over this festive period. And that's okay. You bang on target. Because you're letting go of some old versions of you that just no longer serve. And this is what we're doing with this full moon. We are releasing old negativity, releasing that old control, that old masculine way of being, doing, because I have to, because it's a responsibility, because it's always been this way. This is saying no. It's time to lead with a more nurturing mother, feminine energy within you. What else do we have with this Moonology deck? Believe in the impossible, beautiful energy. I think that came up in the new moon in Sagittarius. Okay, so on the 2nd of January, we always look at the other astrology that's big at this time. The day before this full moon, Chiron, the wounded healer, who's in Aries, the authentic self, the warrior, it's been in there the past 7 or 8 years. And it's going forward in Aries. It's in retrograde, and it's been delving over your past since July 2025. So look back and see what wounds you've been healing. Chiron is the wounded healer. He's always healing a physical wound and an emotional wound. The physical wound was a dart, was an arrow in his leg that always was needing healing. The emotional wound was a rejection and abandonment from his mother. Because when his mother gave birth to Chiron, he came out half man and half horse, so he was different. So he was always dealing with the wounds of being different, not fitting in. And maybe this is you in your Cancerian areas of your world, where you've learned in 2025 that you don't fit in somewhere. And that's okay. But it's the external people around us that might have a problem with that might bring up their own healing insecurities. But this is where you're coming home to yourself. And this is asking you to believe in the impossible. Because you have set yourself free. And that pain, that suffering, because it might be a physical pain too, guys, because the body holds the score. A lot of us, me included in this, held some physical wounds. Our emotions can get blocked, especially when we're healing. We're on the expansive journey of letting go of the old to make way for the new. And if there's any trapped energy within, it shows up as a physical wound. pains, aches? Where have you been in your, let's be my mother, let's be my inner mother, my inner parent, and heal this wound and listen to your body? Or where have you just said, I've got an ache, I've got a pain, and I'm just going to get on with it because that's what life demands of me. I'll put myself last. This has shown you where no, you won't. And that's the aspect of self-love, self-value, where you are nourishing your body. Chiron is the nurturer, the healer. If you can't start and heal your own body and listen to your own body, how are you expected to heal anybody else? So it might sound selfish, but it's not. It's self-love. So this is where it's asking you to believe in the impossible. I'm going to clarify these cards with my tarot to dig a little bit deeper. Don't let pride get in the way. When we are going into a new cycle, we're letting go of an old version of us. And I'm coming back to Leo because Leo is an ego-based energy where we can fall into, I've got to do because I'll lose face. What will people think of me? Or you can go into, I'm not branching out again into a new relationship, into a new dynamic, into a new tribe, or speaking my truth because I've been hurt in the past. And you could have reacted rather than retreated. Let me explain. The darkness holds a lot of wisdom. The ego wants to protect us. So when we've been hurt in the past, we can act out of a self-preservation. This is the low expression of Leo. It's ego-driven if it's been hurt because it wants to protect its heart, and rightly so. So this is saying, with this full moon, if there's things coming back from your past, some old wounds, it's asking you to let them go. If there's any wounds that are coming up physically, it's asking you to be more compassionate with yourself. Don't let pride get in the way. I'm going to go into work today, even though I can't get out my bed, because I am needed. I am required. What will people think of me? This is an old version. Remember the nurture of the Cancerian energy. It's the mother, it's the womb. It's nurturing ourselves. This is where we're letting go of this pride, of this masculine, unhealthy pride. Okay, what do we have at the bottom of the deck? Emotions are running high, supermoon. Well, this Cancer energy is, full moon is the supermoon. Supermoon merely means it's the moon closest to the earth. So the energy is more powerful because it's closer. So we're feeling it more. So emotions may be running high. Let's clarify. Let's see if we can get some different angles on this. I'm going to pull a card, one of my tarot, underneath these cards to give us more depth. And I'm going to end this reading with a Magdalene, a Mary Magdalene. I've been drawn to her lately. I'm going to give us a message from Mary Magdalene. She is the feminine, that nurturing, that unconditional love. And let's see what she has to tell us. What do we have? Healing. So it's time to release negativity, believe in the impossible, wish fulfillment, and the Nine of Cups, and we have the Fool, a new beginning. I'll go over these individually. So we have here releasing negativity with the Temperance. Let me just pop these so you can see them. So this Temperance energy is Sagittarius energy. We've just come off a lot of Sagittarius energy and we're now in Capricorn season. Sagittarius is fire. And this is an earth angel with one foot in the water and one on the ground. It wants you to ground something in. It wants you to put the crown, if you see the crown there, the golden crown, it wants you to put that crown back on your head. It's alchemizing 2 cups. Two Cups in Tarot is Venus in Cancer, a feminine wound. It wants you to put your divine feminine sovereignty, the crown, back on your head. You can only do that when you release the negativity. Where have you been told, felt that you are less than? This is where you've been alchemizing your emotions. And this is where the healing, the earth angel of temperance, the ultimate healing energy from a higher consciousness. This is your soul trying to get a message to you here. So listen to it. Remember, Cancer is a water energy. It's highly intuitive. But some of us might be letting pride get in the way. Leo is a pulled Leo, remember? Don't let pride get in the way. Leo is a fixed energy, which is quite stubborn. But the universe is adamant that you're needing to see something here. That you're going to set yourself free from. The negativity might be an old wound. Remember, we've got Chiron just going direct the day before. This might have been blocking you from a wish fulfillment because it's asking you to believe in the impossible. But if we've got a life that's full of distractions, old traditions, hanging on to attachments that no longer serve us, we are missing a portal here. Because in order for us to receive, which is this energy here, it's the Nine of Cups, wish fulfillment. In order for us to receive, we've got to believe. Remember, we've got to believe in the impossible. But we've got to go into our feminine, which is our receptive. Our masculine is our doer. Remember, positive and negative charge. Masculine is the negative and the feminine the positive, or vice versa. We need them both. So it's asking you to delve more into that feminine emotions. But you've got to feel content within your emotional world. And there might be some kind of conflict that you're having to let go of. And that's where we're releasing at this time. Don't let pride get in the way. Don't let pride get in the way. 0 point. We've got the Fool, which is Uranus energy. Surprises, shocks, expect the unexpected. But also, this can be an Aries card, this Fool. He's taken a leap of faith, but he's not taken any of his old baggage with him. He's carrying light. All he is taking with him is some sandwiches in his backpack, his dog, and he's travelling light because he knows that he's going to be safe. He knows his worth, he knows his value. And this is where it's saying, don't let pride get in the way. Pride of what other people may think. Ego, competition. I've always done it this way, so I'm going to keep doing it this way. What was at the bottom of the deck in my tarot card? The Sun in Capricorn. As you can see here, we have the Four of Pentacles. And this man is hanging on extremely tightly to those pentacles because he fears lack. He fears that he's not going to have enough, so he's going to stick with what he's got. And this is saying, take that leap of faith. Because there's a brand new chapter waiting for you. You'll know what these are, guys, because we've got two big players, Neptune and Saturn, both in the last sign of the zodiac, Pisces, and he's never going to go there again in our lifetime. They're ending out cycles. They're finishing off that cycle of 2025. Endings, completions, karmic, ancestral. It taught us. Saturn teaches and Neptune dissolves. What do we have here? We have God. This is the message from Mary Magdalene. Ascension, peace, dove of peace. The messenger and intimacy. Wow. I only wanted one, but I've got 4. And the mythic reality. So this is that Neptune energy. There's a cycle that's ending out with Neptune that we've been in. Neptune has a 165-year cycle. Obviously, we're not healing a 165-year cycle because none of us are 165. However, we're healing a 14-year cycle. Since Neptune's been in Pisces, remember it's the end. So when a planet reaches the end of something, it intensifies. So Neptune's been in Pisces since 2011. Look back over the last 14 years, because that's when you awoke, or the universe was trying to get your attention to go onto a higher ascension journey to make peace with something in your soul, contract, something in your ancestral karmic energy. So whatever's gone on in your world since 2011, it was all to ascend you to a higher, peaceful, breaking free. Soul contract, soul tribe. So when we're trying to make people fit in our world that are really naturally not meant to be there, this is where Saturn comes in, because he makes them uncomfortable. It makes it uncomfortable. So we have the messenger, which is Mercury energy. So Mercury will be in the sign of Capricorn by the time this full moon comes on the 3rd. So we have a lot of Capricorn energies. We have the Mars, the Sun, Venus, all in Capricorn, and they're making a positive alignment, a relationship to one another. Capricorn is the grounded masculine. It's the builder. If you were to put an archetype on a Capricorn, it would be the builder. Bricks, mortar, building something from scratch. Takes a long time to build it. It doesn't rush. It's very practical, earthy, takes its time. So there's something in this 14-year cycle that's took a long time to build. And I feel like you're going to know where you're going, who you're going with, and what it all is all being about. Intimacy. I'm going to read you this card. So intimacy is, well, we all know what intimacy is. It's a close connection. But intimacy is feeling vulnerable with one another. It's unconditional love. It's where you feel safe with somebody that you can share your most sensitive part and feel okay. That for me is intimacy. Where you get so close to somebody. And this is also about where we need to get intimate with ourselves. Where we need to listen more to our body. And yes, it gets bantered about all over the place. Embodiment work, let's move our body, let's think like this. Words, they're just words. But are you putting the work in? Are you really listening to your body? Them little aches, them little pains. Are you nourishing your body? This is the intimate connection with the masculine and the feminine within you. And that's the ultimate act of self-love, self-care, and unconditional love. Are you being your critical self, putting demands on your body that are just so unsustainable? This is intimacy. For me, I'm going to read you the card to see if we get any more guidance from that. And I'm also going to read you this God card, because God is a little bit of a controversial energy, I feel, with a lot of people. So I'm going to read you what the book says. Remember Magdalene's Oracle. Before I do, guys, please hit that subscribe button. It does help my channel to be seen. And I do thank you. So intimacy. Let's see what the intimacy card says. So intimacy, let me just hold that up. You may have been emotionally hurt in the past, and as a result, you are now reluctant to share your feelings with others because you fear being hurt again. That's that Leo energy I was talking about, where you put that ego in as a defense. I'll go back to the book now, guys. It is understandable that you have placed a protective shield around your heart, Leo. However, it's now time to drop the armor, because at present, it is preventing a worthwhile relationship from forming. There is someone who dearly loves you, and the love this person has for you is real. However, he or she is afraid to reveal their true feelings for fear of rejection. I'm not reading from the book. Chiron, the wounded healer. Like you, they are also fear being hurt. Trust and share your feelings and experiences openly and honestly. You'll be amazed at what unfolds. The most intimate relationships are usually formed through tears and laughter, so don't be afraid to express your feelings, fears, and vulnerabilities. The past is now behind you. Release it and embrace the new. And what was coming up there is, what have you got to lose? If there's people in your world and coming up with this Cancer energy, possibly from the past, that hurt you, so you may have cut them off, or you may have put a distance or barriers in there, and there's things that you really want to express with them. Remember the messenger, Mercury. You really want to communicate with them, but they may not understand, so you haven't explained. They may still hold something in the energy field, a judgment wound. There's still some attachment there, is what I'm trying to say. So by you speaking your truth, again, this doesn't have to be no when you're in some kind of abusive relationship and it falls on deaf ears. I get that. But if there's something, a relationship where you feel connected and you have this, that you know that there's something getting in between, a strong union, what have you got to lose? What have you got to lose? And we have here God. We have here God. And this one says, you may be asking, does God really exist? And if so, where is God when you need him most? Or when you need most? I'm not going to say him. Often it is in our time of greatness and the greatest need that we feel the most alone. This card is your confirmation that you are never alone. The universe has heard your call and wants you to know that the loving presence of the divine creator always fills and surrounds you. Surrender your fears and concerns. Accept the healing light that is being offered to you in this very moment. Out of fear, we often try to swim against the current. This is a waste of time and energy. Trust, accept, and let go. Though there are bound to be many twists and turns along the way, you'll be pleasantly surprised where the river of life eventually takes you. And there's a little paragraph here that says, each life is like an ocean, forever yearning for love's shore. We ebb and flow, not realizing we eternally bathe in the sea of love. Everybody wants love, but not everybody wants to receive love. I don't know where that's come from, guys, but this is the ascension journey. Give it to yourself first, guys. Take good care.